There you go.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, man?
What's up?
Not much, not much. Just here.
Yes, indeed.
Finally got to eat, man. Been starving all day.
Everybody's they about to start coming in.
There you go. There you go.
Ooh, there we go. Valerie, Medusa, Rose.
Am I able to see them here?
What's going on? You should look in the side. Anita, hey, y'all ready for happy hour? Are y'all ready?
What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody?
Yolanda, Express, Patty, Trisha. Get it in, y'all.
I got that old school music going on in the background there.
We got a little old school cranking tonight. You know.
There you go.
That's what
Love it. I love it.
There you go. Everybody, hey, y'all got y'all drink tonight. Y'all got y'all drink tonight.
I definitely got mine. But it's nothing alcoholic, though. Nothing alcoholic. Jamaican cola. That's it. That's as far as we take it. Jamaican cola.
Jamaican cola. Uh-oh. Jamaican cola. All right.
I went to go get myself some Jamaican food, man. That's like my favorite thing on the whole entire planet, man.
Yes, sir. Hey, I had some jerk chicken from yesterday.
There we go.
Yeah, dude. What's up, Tara? You still at work? Yolanda, Darren, Consuela, Tara, Valerie. You got the green tea tonight?
What
y'all drinking? H2O. H2O tonight.
H2O all day, every day. Get those electrolytes going.
That's right. What's up, Anita, Karen, Andre, Chandel. What's up, Ty? DS, Trisha. That's right, sunshine, that water. That's how we doing it. You know, we got some LL in the house. Where y'all at? Okay. Uniquely raised. New York. What part of
New York?
Fran from Ireland.
There you go. Right. Got everybody coming in from everywhere, all over the world. I love it.
What's up? Vegas.
They got North Carolina.
Austin, Vegas.
St. Louis.
PA in the house.
Look at
Cali, that. Marina Del Rey, New York.
Oh, another New Yorker.
Chicago, Texas. Yes, indeedy. Yes, indeedy.
No good to me.
Amsterdam. What's up? What's up, Amsterdam? PA.
Amsterdam. Queens in the house.
Memphis. Victorville, Cali. Uh-oh. Say Edmiston, Alberta.
There you go. Oh, it's Noel. How you doing?
Hello. Laurel, Maryland. Hello. What's up, Consuelo?
H-Town.
Thanks, Ty.
Brooklyn in the house. That's my old stomping grounds right there.
Philly. Be more in the house. Birmingham, Alabama. All right. Jersey up in here.
Jersey in the house. Philly. Alabama.
Oh, this old school Dougie.
Oh, there you go.
Yes.
There you go. Hey, we gotta listen to some. Do you got some Slick Rick in there?
Brazil.
Brazil's in
there. From Brazil.
Brasilia. Bom dia.
Oh, Kendra in Gaithersburg, Slim and Flo Rida. That's right. We got that old school Dougie. It's old school Dougie. Yes, indeed. Ohio. I see you, sunshine. Yeah, Queens in there.
Queens up in there too. Maryland.
Miss Bowery, that's DC. Jacksonville, Gaithersburg, Maryland. All right.
Nice.
What's up, everybody? We made it through another week. Yes, indeed, we did.
That's right.
So ladies and gentlemen, 6 minutes. We on.
Literally.
Love to see some old school Minnesota, Kentucky, Louisiana, San Antonio in the house,
Midnight.
Texas, New Orleans.
Mina amiga.
Hey y'all, I got a straight banger for y'all tonight. Yeah, New Haven in the house.
Oh, there you go.
We go, North Carolina. What's up?
Hey. I'm from Bridgeport right now. I'm in Bridgeport.
Dallas, Eden. What's up?
Hey. Oh,
What's
look
up,
at
Charlie?
that. Dallas in the house.
Hey, Patty, I thank you for coming out here and sharing it with me. Kicking it. Hey, y'all, I got my man Dali up in here tonight. He new on the YouTube scene, you know, in the world dealing with us. We're about to get it on in. You dig? My man Dali said, he said, Knox rule everything around me.
That's right. And it's the truth.
I said, okay.
It's the truth.
We're going to talk about it, see what it do.
We're definitely going to talk about it. And we're going to get a little deep here, too.
Dali, look, why don't you give him a brief description. Tell him about yourself a little bit, you know.
Yeah, for sure. So, I grew up in Brooklyn most of my life. Bushwick, Brooklyn, to be specific.
Bushwick.
So, Bushwick in the house. And basically, I ended up in Queens, Ridgewood, Queens. And that transition already started showing me a lot about, like how from society to society, like, because I changed like social status. We kind of climbed up the ladder with my parents. We went from being, rags to almost riches. But like there was a lot of in between in there that I wasn't really aware of as a little boy. But I will tell you, I met a lot of interesting people. I used to get myself into a lot of trouble when I was a little boy, I'm not gonna lie.
Walking with it as a little boy.
Well, not a little. I was like 12 years old, trying to do things that I wasn't supposed to do. But I encountered some very amazing human beings along the way that really kind of guided me with certain things, So, yeah, that transition from like, being like rags to almost riches. We were like upper middle class at some point with my parents. At that point, I thought I wanted to go to college, and I did go to college. Not to, downplay anybody going to college and trying to get their degree and their certificate and that sort of thing. Nothing like that. But I just kind of immediately found that it was not for me. Why? Because it just seemed like everything was very institutionalized. Definitely a lot of individuals that I could not understand that, would hide under, like behind their title and that sort of thing. At that point in time, I had no idea what they were, Yeah.
And what was your first narc experience, champ?
My first narc experience.
The narc thing.
That was unfortunately with the parents, I wouldn't say both of them were, but I would say that mom was a little bit more kind of like, had that narcissistic residue, if you will,
Hey man, let's kick it off right there too, because
it's important.
I've always talked about that, as it relates to this subject. A lot of people deal with narcissistic spouses, but there are so many people who really don't want to put their parent out there.
Yep.
And don't get me wrong, I know men are usually the overt, but the father, for some reason, the mother that is the narc, somehow, man, she is like the mastermind, the master manipulator. Talk to us about it, man. Tell us what you know about that.
So basically, I mean, I'm gonna start with like where you left off there, because I think it's important to kind of pinpoint the fact that I feel like in terms of like our society, you know, we have to understand, and I've actually spoken about this with some of the people that I've done one-on-ones with in the group and outside of the group.
Right.
And I tell them that, I say, you know, because sometimes they'll come to me and they'll say like, oh, you know what, I'm very upset with men and I don't think I could ever talk to men again. And they're even kind of standoffish with me. And I'm like, whoa, hold up. I'm not the enemy here.
Right.
But it's just like, yeah. But like I don't blame them, because I know that the experience was real, you know? And it's the same thing vice versa. When a man has an experience with a lady,
mm-hmm.
and then it just kind of puts a bad taste in their mouth. Right. But the reason why I'm bringing that up is because I have my own little personal theory with that. And that is that I feel that social constructs is what makes us think the wrong things about the opposite sex. Meaning that, what am I trying to say with that? What I'm trying to say is that basically there's these social constructs that make us, like, for example, like men have certain social constructs that are targeted towards them. So then now we think that's the way to live, you know? So now what happens there? We start becoming toxic, you know? Narcissistic, you know? And you know, so now we're going to turn it around. Now we're going to say the same thing like for females. It's the same thing. There's a different set of constructs. You know, it's targeted towards them, and then they think that's the way to live. And then guess what? They breed toxicity too. So there we go. You know, because a lot of the persons that have come to me, you know, they want to say, oh, but it's, you know, they point fingers, you know, and I always say to them, you know what? That's not what we're here for. We're here to heal and to see the truth. And the truth is that everybody's affected by narcissism, you know, and that's like my theory on it, you know, because the way I see it, I see narcissism kind of like a virus, you know.
So like a virus.
Yeah.
Nobody want to catch that one. Yeah, man. You know, I think that I'm gonna tell you, you know, the one thing that I've found to be consistent in narcissism as a whole is that, you know, we all have had different experiences with it, and we're all coming from a different angle,
right?
You know, in it. You know, my personal thought, and I, you know, this is just me. I just feel like, you know, we all have had a choice. We all had a choice. Yes. You know, some of us chose to respect ourselves and respect other people. Some of us said, hey, you know what? This other side is a little more fun to manipulate, to drag people through craziness, and, you know, to just be, you know, that evil manipulator.
Yeah.
So, you know, and I see that the further that I get into this, I don't agree with a whole lot that I've been taught by this, you know, because it's always saying things like, you know, well, we all have narcissistic ways and we all have narcissistic tendencies and blah, blah, blah. And that's, to me, that's just not true. That's not true, because then we all are narcissists. We all got narcissistic ways.
Right.
You know, I mean, I don't smoke crack. I don't have crackhead ways.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
So to me, you know, when people are trying to figure this out, and right now, I can see the entire world is trying to figure this craziness out. It's always been here, but now we have a name on it. We have a description for it. And now we're calling people out.
Yep.
They're not safe like they used to be. The narcissists used to be safe.
Yep.
They were safe. People would just call them crazy and you just leave them alone and you got to kind of figure it out and get over it. Now, dude, you would not believe how much hate mail I get. I love it. Hey, listen, for the narcs in here, there's, the love being on, my fan club or whatever. But this is the thing. Next year, it's only free for the narcs this year. Next year, I'm gonna start charging y'all for
free membership.
Page, okay?
Free membership.
Pay for membership. I'm gonna still not pay. You have to pay for a membership. Hey, this is just a little more punishment for you. But what I'm saying though is that we have so many. I mean, we really are on. I don't think that all of the coaches that are on YouTube have a clue as to how much these videos affect the world.
Yep.
Dude, I'm talking about people all over the world are now watching.
Right.
They're saying, okay, yeah, that's what I was dealing with.
Yeah.
Now you're able to see the other side, and you're seeing it from not just us speaking about it, because I always tell everybody, go into the comments and put that in there so that everybody can see that what I'm saying is not just me, it's resonating with thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions, billions of people
around the globe.
It's around the globe. And as we go forward, now I'm starting to see that the narc doesn't have that safe haven anymore. They don't have this safe place anymore. They just sit back and they chilling, and I'm gonna just keep on destroying people, because at the end of the day, they want to set up a situation where, they don't get exposed.
Right.
And I try to push that as much as I can. The worst thing, you want to destroy a narc, all you have to do is pull the cover back from them.
Yep.
When you pull the cover back from them, now people see them for who they are. People see them for who they are. Man, I'm telling you, I got people sending me right now. Inbox messages about how a narc is saying, hey, this guy isn't who he says he is. And
I'm familiar with
that. What the hell did I say I am?
I'm familiar with that. Once we started doing this thing, all of a sudden I just get a bunch of people calling me narc this, narc that, and I'm like, okay, that's fine.
Oh, yeah,
that's what you want to think.
Oh yeah. And see, that's another thing. I don't consider a narcissist, the definition of a narcissist, the same exact definition as they're scientifically giving the definition.
Textbook.
And, I'm saying that, to me, a narc is somebody that does evil with the intent of doing evil.
Right.
That's it. I ain't putting all this other, how grand they think they are. They think they this, they think they that. So what? Ain't nothing wrong with thinking that you're this.
Right.
The issue comes in when you start mistreating people and you start destroying people and people's lives. Not just your spouse, your family.
Yep.
The relationships with your friends. All of that. That's a narcissist. Somebody who intentionally is doing things to not only just disrupt a good situation or any situation. When you are doing evil with intent,
right,
that's a devil. That's a devil. Right. So if you're doing stuff like that, you're a narc.
Yep.
That's it.
I mean, it's funny you should say, like, I'm gonna pick up right there where you left off, because and I think I've told some of my one-on-ones, right? I've told them, if you want to get a hint of how narcissism works, watch the movie Constantine. Whoever's interested in watching that movie, the movie is named it's titled Constantine. Keanu Reeves stars in that, and I forget the rest of the artists' names. I'm not like big on that sort of thing, but the point is that when I watched that movie, literally, like you described it, is exactly the way it was in that movie. And I really think that it's like that in real life too, where there are, all right, so let's put it like this. I picked up on a little term a while back, and I wish that I knew who coined this term, because then I'd be like, you know what, a big shout out to so-and-so for making up this term. But these people spread STDs, and I don't mean sexually transmitted diseases.
Oh, they do that
You know what
too.
I mean? More like sexually transmitted demons, right? But then now let's not look at it just sexually, but just more like when I'm talking about like person to person, just in contact. Again, it's like a virus. It's like a virus.
Like,
Well, it's very much a virus, I could just say
yeah,
at this point. And then my thing is this: it's contagious. I detest when, like, so-called experts, textbook experts, come out and start saying these things of like, oh, you know what, this is what it's like, and it affected the brain like this and like that and whatever, and the chemical imbalance and da 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 da. All right, that's cool. That's beautiful. But
mhm.
then how about those people that were never narcissists to begin with? Because narcissists are made. They're not created. They're made. What I mean by that is that it's a process. It's a process.
Mhm.
So imagine like a person who was never narcissistic, like you said, then they encounter somebody that is narcissistic, and then they ruin everything for them, ruin their personality, basically, and now not people, like you said, people are not going to halfway be narcissistic.
No.
They're literally going to be narcissistic at that point. We can't be halfway sick. Hey, guess what, you have halfway COVID-19. Like, it doesn't work like that.
Like you kind of pregnant.
Yeah, exactly. You can't be kind
There
of something.
is no such thing.
So that's what I feel. It's like a virus that affects the personality of a person. And that's, saying that and watching that movie Constantine, right? It made me aware. It made me of, like, to kind of like look at my surroundings. And
Mhm.
when I started looking at my surroundings, this was more like in college, my college days,
Mhm.
good old college days, and I just started to see the narcissists around me. And I'm a big like Wu-Tang Clan, like fan, huge
Right.
Wu-Tang Clan fan. Um, so, I remember like being in college, sitting in the library. I don't know. I was supposed to be doing work and I wasn't. I was just pondering, because that's what empaths do. They just ponder and ponder and ponder. Never just let the mind just kind of like rest. So I'm there, and then that's when the song came on, and then I'm just looking around, and then that's when I started to realize that there was something else. And I started listening to that song for what it was,
Mhm.
because a lot of people don't understand, but Wu-Tang Clan is very deep. If you really, really pay attention to them, to their lyrics, what they were trying to do, they were
Mhm.
really trying to teach something. And in that song, everybody thinks like, oh, what they're trying to say is we should chase money. That's not what they were saying. What they were saying is that we always go through these struggles to chase after something that was perverted, which is money.
Mhm.
So now if you think about that system, who do you think perverted that system? Because at some point it was barter, right? It was barter,
Well,
right?
I mean, going back into that entire system, you got to look at it from on the front end, how the narcissism created that. And
Yeah.
that's the narcissistic frame of mind. And that's really, what I was talking about in my video, narcissism from its highest level.
Mm.
It's all about, that you created something that has no value
Yep. Exactly.
so that you could do mischievous things to people.
Yeah.
And they have no good intent.
Yeah.
And as we can see right now, even with dealing with this COVID situation that's out here right now, life has changed. Everybody that's on this thread is watching every day.
Yep.
Their life has changed.
Yep.
Everybody's life has changed. The way we conduct ourselves is changed. And you notice they're breaking us down just a little bit at a time.
Oh
Right
yeah.
now, it's about having a mask before you go anywhere.
Yep.
Wear a mask.
Yep.
They just implementing little things at a time, and something else a lot bigger is coming. We can see that. You can tell that the money's changing, everything is changing because you rarely even use actual money anymore. At least most
Yep.
people. You rarely even use money. Also, again, that money, the
That
value of
crypto.
that money, it's just paper. But when I saw I don't even know how many CEOs of Fortune 500 companies, all of them just quit, resign, retired, whatever they wanted to call it. something very big is coming.
Yep.
An entire, none of us are, the way we conduct ourselves, the way we do life, everything is changing.
Yep.
We're sitting back waiting for the time, we can go back on vacation and just live the way we were living. And I don't think that day is coming back anymore.
No, it's not. No, it's not, because I feel like, I feel that from the very beginning, it was a flawed system anyways, because we were trying to assign currency, right? And when I say currency, I mean energy, because the true value, like for example, we have let's say we have a company, right? And we have employees. The true value in the company are the employees. It's the currency that they're putting into the company is what's making it flourish, not the paper. This is just paper, And now we have cryptocurrency. We have a credit system, things that make no sense. So, I respect and I can appreciate when people want to grow as a person, right? But if you want to grow as a person, it doesn't have much to do just with the paper. That's just paper, literally paper. Even rappers call it paper, even
Right.
they know it's paper and they understand how it works. But the true currency comes from oneself. That's where the currency is. So they juice our currency, these narcissists, when we work for them. That's one example of where they're at. They hide, and this is not everybody, by the way, so don't get offended, okay? I'm not saying everybody, because some people mean well. They get their diplomas, they get their master's degree, their doctorates, and their certificates. And I know they mean well. So, some of them, I'm talking about the narcissists, the true narcissists that are behind that mask, like you said. And it's like they're training us to be that way almost, put on the mask. We don't really need to show our true face. It's dangerous. And then, yeah. And what's really funny too is this. One last thing that I wanted to add in is this, that I was actually talking with one of my one-to-ones, like literally right before we came on. And we were talking about how, and again, this is my theory. A lot of people share this theory. I don't know. Maybe Hario, you could tell me what you think. But in terms of like COVID, for example, right?
Yeah.
I do think it's a real thing, right? It's a for real thing. But the severity, though, is it real? That is where I'm starting, because I you know what I did? I went to like a ticker, right? Because just something said to me, you know what? Just go check for yourself. Me, I'm just like that. I'm curious by nature. So I go on there and I go to a ticker, right? And the ticker is like telling, like, how many people pass away, live, like in real time. When I was looking at it, I was looking at the recovery for COVID, and the recovery was very high.
Right.
The numbers of deaths weren't that high. But then I look at the flu, and the flu was a completely different story. A lot of people were dying from the flu. A lot of people were dying from smoking, and then also from cardiac problems, like cardiovascular disease. But what are your thoughts on that? I'm curious.
I mean, every few years we get a different pandemic, whatever the situation is. It's, I remember back when the swine flu, the bird flu. I mean, it's several of them, different versions of the flu.
Right.
And that's all this supposedly is, a version of the flu, because, those diseases are manufactured.
Yeah.
However, we're dealing with it. Nobody's really talking about, the situations behind the scenes, because they're going to ban you when you start talking about stuff like that, So now it's like they don't even want you to have a conspiracy about it because they know how the mind works.
Right.
And if someone presents, see, the reason that narcissism has been able to be so successful is because they know how the human mind works.
Yep.
They know that basically if you give somebody something and you just make it halfway make some sense, or you show some action that shows that you stand behind what you said, you will believe it.
It's a threat.
Not based on anything, whether it was true or not. And a narcissist knows that. And that is one of the reasons, well, that is one of the ways that they are able to be so successful with empaths, because they just project things. They project, they stand behind that projection. And eventually you'll start believing. You're like, wow, you're questioning yourself. And that's their main thing. If I can get you to start questioning what you're doing, what you're saying, if I can get you to question it, eventually I'll have you wrapped around my finger.
They shift that thought a little bit. They shift it, because once you start questioning everything, they're like, no, don't question everything. Question yourself. And like you said, just very much, that's what a narcissist does. And that's the kind of world we live in. So it's funny that you say that too, because again, I'm gonna go back to like the one-to-ones. When I speak to them and they tell me, you know what, I had no idea this existed. Now that I know that it exists, every time that I would confront my narcissist, their reaction was a scary one, and it was funny because what I did, I don't know if you caught that, Hario, that I put up a question on our page, and I was saying, like, has anybody noticed that once you start kind of putting up your boundaries with the narcissist, all of a sudden they literally turn into someone else. It's almost as if they shapeshift,
Right.
And it's funny because now bringing that idea into the mix, I've always been into conspiracy theory. I'm not gonna lie. But I've just always been into it, and there's been a reason why, but I'm not so far into it to the point where it's like, okay, people are going to start questioning my sanity. Not like that, but just kind of like on the surface. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I'm talking about like shapeshifters, right? Some people actually believe that there's shapeshifters out there, like for real. Much respect to you people for believing that. I'm not going to take anything away from anybody. Everybody's allowed to think what they want to think. But the reason why I bring that up is because then I started to think about where they came up with these theories. The theories came from different cultures, like ancient cultures, right? Ancient cultures would talk a lot about reptilians, right? Serpent people, right? Now they take it literal. I take it metaphorically. I don't take it as like, oh, that's gospel. I take it like, you know what? Our ancient folks, our ancient peoples, they were trying to tell us something. What were they trying to tell us though? And when you look at these serpents and these people and these reptilians that they call, they were like some tall, powerful beings, and they would control the masses. So I just thought about that, and I'm metaphorically, these people are kind of like that, because look, let's think about it. What are the reptiles like? They're cold-blooded, right? They say they're cold-blooded. They are very predatory. There's some that can absorb like the colors of their surroundings and stuff like that, like chameleons, right?
Right.
So we just start thinking about that. We apply it metaphorically, because for me, it's metaphorically, like just like, not literal. So then we apply it to like the narcissist. And when we apply it to the narcissist, that's very much what they're like. Like a lot of them can really absorb that energy from the other person and then turn into that person. And that's how they mirror us. And then they trick us.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've spoken to several people actually, because I was really thinking in that direction as far as, as far as the way it works with reptiles and snakes, lizards. And there's a very distinctive difference between a snake, snake, lizard versus a narc, a reptile versus a narc. Because a reptile, really, they're only, that's nature's way of keeping the earth clean, They're going to eat the weak. They're going to eat the old. That's how they keep it from just being a bunch of 50-year-old, 100-year-old deer running around. You know what I'm saying? And whatever. A snake actually only bites for two reasons. One One is to defend himself when he's being attacked, and the other one is to eat. That's it. He does not have an ill intent as far as he's just biting and poisoning something just to see it die.
Okay.
That's not his intent. His intent, just like the lizard, if you watch a Komodo dragon, their intent is, I'm gonna bite you because I'm gonna eat you. That's it. And that's a part of nature.
Right.
With a narcissist wants to destroy you. It wants to kill you and see you die.
Right. Okay.
A narcissist truly wants bad things. They want to do, and they set you up for failure. While you're dealing with a narc, they're robbing you, they're stealing from you, they're doing stuff to mess up your credit. They're doing stuff, they're doing so many different things.
Right.
It's just like every time you talk to somebody that says what they went through with a narcissist, everybody has a worse story than the last person. It's so scary about all of that is that, the thing that's most scary to me is that people are not even telling you the worst story they have about a narcissist. People, when we see stuff like in the comments, when I'm looking at different comments, I'm looking at what the people are talking about. And the thing that I know and I look at the most is that I'm like, people, you're not even, it's a bad story, but you're not even telling me close to the worst that you've endured dealing with these people.
So true.
And that's the main reason why I say, you know what? I can't give them that same credit of humanity.
Yep.
I can't do it. I can't call this a human. I can't say that we all have narcissistic ways because all of us aren't out here, dating children, dating our children, stepchildren.
Yep.
Man, there's people out here dating. There's some jokers out here that are so dirty.
It's crazy, man.
They try to have sex with their own children.
Yeah.
And get married to different people, get married to a woman, or a woman will marry a man and have sex with his son. Man, I've heard it all. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You can't call this a human.
Definitely not.
Somebody that's going to go in the room,
not even close,
with their own child. You go in the room with your own child. I'd rather be dead than trying to have sex with my child. I don't even feel like you fit to live at that point. You're not even fit to live.
And I agree.
Stuff on that level.
And I agree. And then you know what's really funny too, and I want to hear your opinion on this too, because I've actually seen some people, right? Putting up like comments, like for example, like people talk about what the narcissist is and the reality of a narcissist and how they operate and that sort of thing. And there was actually a couple of individuals that were saying, something to the effect of like, oh, well, we're all God's children. So, if we are the empaths and we have love within us, then we should be able to forgive them too. I was just appalled by that comment because I'm like, how can you forgive, and I'm sorry, I'm just going to say it the way it is. How can I forgive a rapist? How can I forgive a molester? How can I forgive an abuser? That's beyond forgiveness, I feel.
That's not my job to be given all that forgiveness.
Exactly.
And you know something? This is something else that I wanted to address. There's something that I was watching. A young lady, I'm gonna shout her out a little bit because I like her video. She has me, I'm cracking up watching her. Spiritual whistleblower.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Her, man, I watched her video. She is so raw.
She's out there. I love it.
So raw. I mean, she got a lot of great content as well. A lot of great content on her page. Now she raw. Okay.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I've seen so many people like try to bash or talk about, not just her, but her and several other people. People said the same thing about me. That, are you really sure you over that person? You still seem like you're angry, and you still seem like you're going through. And this is my thing. First of all, when you got a bunch of people, when you got a narcissist that is trying to kill you, a narcissist is trying to totally destroy you. They're trying to kill you. They're not trying to leave you somewhere, breathing your air and leaving you alone to go live your life. They want to see you dead. They want to see you out on the curb, a brainless bum. They do not want to see you succeed out here.
Yep.
So the point I'm making is, especially when I watch her videos, I'm like, why the hell shouldn't she be mad? You got a joker beating you, raping you, doing all kinds of stealing your money, stealing stuff, trying to destroy and wreck your life. And I'm saying, just like everybody else in this community, when you're dealing with somebody who is doing all of these things, lying, raping, stealing, manipulating, giving you diseases, destroying your credit, stealing all your money, totally trying to destroy you. You telling me you're supposed to just smile and walk away?
Can't.
Hell no. You should be pissed off. You should have a problem.
I agree.
You should be angry.
I agree 100%.
You should be angry about that. That's part of the reason why it's so hard to get over it.
Yep.
Because you're not angry. You're not gonna. One thing I learned, and I learned this over 30 years ago. A friend of mine was telling me something. I was going through a breakup, and he said, look, man, until you develop a healthy dislike for the person who has violated you on every level, you're never going to get over that person.
Yep.
You're trying to love your way over that person. Why? They have done some very dysfunctional, underhanded, cruddy, torturous things to you. So why would you just say, I'm just going to forgive that? Oh, I'm going to just forgive that, and I'm going to let you know, God take care of it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying take matters in your own hands. I'm saying, they're going to get their karma. God is going to handle them.
Yep.
But guess what? That's why it's so difficult to go no contact.
Yep.
Because you're not angry with that person.
I'm glad.
If somebody does something reckless to you, you should be angry.
Oh yeah, 100%. And I'm glad that you brought up the whole thing about like it being difficult to block people, because I actually, I hope she don't mind, but I'm going to shout out Shalon. She's one of the persons that I've been speaking to in the group. She actually said something accidentally, and I think we should make it a challenge, right? For those who want to participate, that is, in the group. And it's going to be called Block the Narc Challenge. That's what I want to start. I want to start that movement. Block the Narc Challenge. We need to start doing that, and we need to start taking our power back. Just like you say, Hario. Hey. Because honestly, that's what it is. When we take our power back, because this is the thing. I agree with you that people have to be angered. They do. But I also feel, too, that we have to go in stages, no? So like, first we start off sad. We're sad. We're like, oh, my God, my baby. I can't believe that my baby did this to me. Da, 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 da. And then my baby becomes, a derogatory word. You fill it in. That derogatory person, and then it turns into the anger. And I get it 100%. But then at some point, I feel that we need to start finding that peace. Not like, oh, forgive the narc, and nothing like that. Just more kind of like forgive yourself. Forgive yourself and give yourself that forgiveness that you deserve. Because a lot of people, when they come to me, they say to me like, oh, you know what? I feel like crap because I did this to myself, and now I realize it. And then I'm like, you know what? I understand that you feel that way, but that is a huge step in your life. That you literally realized that there was something wrong and that it was within you. And now you're going to let it go. You're going to let it go to the point that now you're going to start reinforcing your armor, you know, because the way I look at this is it's a spiritual war, and it's a constant spiritual war with life.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. I mean, it's definitely a spiritual warfare, but it's also a physical warfare because they are doing things physically to violate lots of people daily. They are physically stealing from you. They're physically cheating on you. They are physically manipulating.
Right. So it was kind of like I was saying too to someone, and I got this from funny enough from actually no, it wasn't him. It was actually a comedian. His name is Bill Hicks. That's his name. He's a very dark humor kind of guy, but he would say that we are spiritual beings experiencing a human experience. That's literally what he said. Mm-hmm. And he said it right, because in other words, what he was trying to say is that in spiritual form, we're mm-hmm. pure, right? We're love. We're love inside. I mean, I don't know if you believe a lot in like spirituality. I don't know what your denomination is, nothing like that. But we can all agree that we're all spiritual, right?
Right.
And if you're going to look at things of like how, the Creator made us, the Creator is love, right? When mm-hmm. the Creator made us, He made us with a little bit of Himself. He injected a little bit of Himself in us, in the body. That's why we're living, right? So we're love. We're in the purest form. We're love. But now we're in this biological suit, and in the biological suit, because this world is not perfect, we're gonna start, experiencing biological or biomechanical experiences, injuries, and stuff like that, like you just described. And I think that sometimes what ends up happening is, because these people come into our life and then they manipulate us physically,
mm-hmm.
They also start to eventually also manipulate us mentally, then emotionally, and then spiritually. And we start to break down, right? And I was actually saying in one of my videos too, one of my recent videos, I was saying how, I get the anger and I get it. And I think it's necessary. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to stand up for yourself. That's something we have to develop, right? We have to develop our defenses. Otherwise, forget about it. You're going to be like me when I was 12 years old, getting my ass beat every single day by bullies. Like, that's literally what used to happen to me in the streets of Brooklyn. And guess what? It was by my own race, too, which was really funny.
Hey, but the thing is, you definitely got it. Without the anger, you're not going to stand up. See, my thing is, the thing you got to look at is, we're being taught not to deal with the narcissist by narcissists. So a narcissist is always going to tell you, turn the other cheek. Be better than them.
Yeah.
Don't do this because they're doing that, and you don't want to. Now, I agree with some of it, because I do. One thing that I have found to be, clear, and it has always worked for me, which was never before you start acting like somebody, take a good look at that person to make sure you want to be like that person.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to start acting like a narcissist, remember, they're dealing with some karma.
Yep.
And you better check out their real life, not what you think they're what they're really looking like before you go out there and you start to, okay, you know what? I'm going to go ahead out here and, I'm going to do this to you because you did that to me.
Yep.
Oh, no. But again, you have to have a level of anger, and you should be angry when someone is lying, cheating, and stealing from you, because it's not natural. You're just like, well, I ain't gonna say you're just like a narcissist, because you're not, but you're lying to yourself when you're sitting there saying, oh, no, I ain't worried about that. It's all good. And, no, they'll get theirs and blah, blah. Now, when you get to that place and you truly feel like that, you don't have to make that announcement to people at that point. I'm not sitting around here talking about that waste of time. Yeah, they're still trying to do stuff to you, and they're trying to do stuff to me. Who cares? No, that's not a threat to me. That's not even a person to me. But when you're lying to yourself and you're saying, "Oh no, I'm fine, everything is all right," especially when you are recently discarded. You recently went through a bunch of craziness with that person. You recently ran into who they're cheating on you with. You damn right you need to be mad.
Yeah.
That's right. You should be furious.
Yeah.
Like, hey man, I'm spending my time, my money, I'm devoted to you. I'm giving you everything I got. I'm planning my future around you, and you dogging me? No.
You lost time.
No.
You lost time, and time is currency.
Time. Well, I'm gonna say this. I ain't gonna put time with currency, because you can always make currency. You cannot make or reproduce time. You cannot add to your time. What time is far more valuable than any level of currency. That's why they give you time.
When I say currency, I mean more of like, in the terms of energy.
Yeah.
Time is energy, and energy, I mean, if it's taken away, it's taken away. And you know what I mean? It doesn't come back. It's just like you said, that's basically what I was trying to say in a different way.
Yeah.
But now you're right. You're absolutely right.
You cannot pretend. You can't go out here pretending with time. You are one thing that you're not going to get on your deathbed one day when you're laying on your deathbed. You're not getting one extra second.
Yep.
When that clock strikes the time that you that's it. You get, okay, it's no more for you.
Yep.
You can make money all the way up to that point. You can make money after you're dead.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Michael Jackson, there's a whole lot of Elvis, a whole lot of dead people still make money. They cannot. We have not found one person.
They can't enjoy it.
Use time.
They can't enjoy that. I mean, the money's pouring in, but they can't enjoy it. They're not here.
Somebody else is enjoying it, but
I mean, if they can money transfer that somehow into the other world, then I guess But seriously speaking, you're right, and I agree with you, because my thing is like personal experience, right? I'm not gonna give details because you already know. I can't give details right now, but let's just put it like this: I've always been a very timid person. When I was younger, I was more timid. Now, not so much. Mm-hmm. But I remember having that first narc experience, and I mean that like romantic relationship wise.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when that person was just literally showing their true face and just being scared to death at first, and then all of a sudden it just snap. And that was it. And then I had my, as they call it, the supernova moment, or the super empath moment. I went in. That was the first time in my life. And I just couldn't even control myself. I was just like, no, like I gotta just say it how it is. And I don't care. It was just like, my God, I was just, I even scared myself. I'm not gonna lie, but it did it. It did the trick. It literally made that narc just literally back the F off, and
dude, that's how you gotta be, man. We all I'm saying is, before now, we've just tried to play by the rules. As empaths, we're taught to respect the rules. Yep. We play fair, we play by the rules. The narc ain't following none of the rules.
Hell no.
They don't know what the rules are. As a matter of fact, that's their game plan, to set up rules for you while they sit back and enjoy the freedom of no regard for any type of rule. And they could care less what any consequences are. You can see by people who even going back and forth to court. When you go back and forth to court with a narc, you get a chance right then and there to see, they love this.
Oh yeah.
They love going to this courthouse. They love being caught up in the courthouse on a regular and consistent basis, because that gives them attention, one, but it also brings the empath embarrassment.
Yep.
They want to embarrass you. They want to create an environment where you're totally, completely uncomfortable. It's like, okay, I can understand if you're in a situation where you have to call and you have to have law enforcement there to deal with a certain situation because somebody is physically abusive to you. But outside of that, it's like a narc, if they're not getting their way, man, nothing for them to just call the police, hey, you know what? I came home and I know I washed that dish, and that dish is in the sink now. I'm going to try to have an officer come over here.
Yep.
Dude, they are just,
they don't care.
And they love it. And this is another thing. While you're dealing with the narc, you're going to become an attorney. You're going to get your law degree. If you're dealing with the narc long enough, you're going to get a law degree.
So true.
Oh, you're going to be able to be a practicing attorney.
I know I've been there. I know you've been there. You know, I know a lot of the dudes out there have been there, females too, not just the dudes. You know, yeah. We've all been there, I think. Yeah. And I think, but you know what's really interesting too is, like you said, you go into court, and then you know it's like a platform, you know, a soapbox for the narcissist. But what's also really interesting is that you start to see the people who are involved in the courts are very narky too.
Yes.
And it's just like, what the heck did I get myself into?
Dude, listen. That's what I'm talking about. As you climb the ladder and deal and you get deeper and deeper, narcs do certain things to get a certain result from you.
Yep.
They already know when they get into that courthouse and that judge and different people in the courthouse, they're like, hey, this might not work, but if I can get a narc judge or district attorney, I might be able to pull this crazy thing off.
Yep.
They absolutely, and they're going to go in that courtroom and they are going to lie. They are going to steal. They are going to cheat. They are going to fall out. I'm telling you, man, I'm gonna just get this one snippet. I remember one time I was in the courthouse, man, dealing with the, you know.
Oh God.
And I'm telling you, literally, like it was a camera crew there. We sitting back waiting to get called. The moment she got in front of the mic, tears right there. Oh, the man. It was so premeditated that the court clerk bust out laughing. Like, she just sat down and I could see them talking to each other up there.
But I have an important question for you though. Did she get nominated? Did she get nominated?
Nah, man. When the judge saw that bull, see, every now and then they'll get a good judge. Man. Sometimes, man, a judge is just because if you get a narcissistic judge, he's buying all of it. He's gonna deal with you the way that narc wants you dealt with. Yeah. Because they're looking at, see, it's almost like to the narc. The narc is going in there. Their job is to get you in a bad situation and to see if they can push it to the next level.
Yep.
Sometimes they'll get a judge or a district attorney that will follow them in that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But most of the time, those are people who see that manipulation every single day. And they're like, man, get out of here. We hear this crap every day. But in this particular situation, man, the judge was like, yes, man,
like, get out of here.
Get this raggedy crap. Like, how did you even? She was like, what judge let y'all get in here? Got off on that paperwork.
But what's funny is, the reason why I'm laughing is because I remember the very first time, and a snippet from me too. Very first time I went to court, like literally very, very first time in my life. I was scared to death, by the way. So we go in and everything, and I thought things were gonna work in my favor because I'm doing things by the law, you know. And I go in there, I got my behind handed to me, and the other one is there, you know, just standing in glory. As time went by, then we went back to court again, but it was a different judge this time, right? And this judge was not narcissistic. This judge was the real deal. And she went in on the narcissist.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You do have judges that see through this bull every day. They're listening to people like that every day. I was talking to actually a friend today about the exact thing, man. And the crazy thing about this is that, you know, he had just recently started dealing with, maybe for about the last year. And it's, man, I'm gonna tell you, the thing for me is so sickening. The thing that makes me so sick about it is that it's so textbook. It's the exact. It's almost like they're reading the same book. Let me go get an ex parte order. I was like, dude, do you know how many people use that right there every single day?
Every single time.
And what the reason that they're doing it is because they want to make you uncomfortable. Because with the ex parte order, that just means that you went down. You can go to a courthouse right now and get an ex parte order and get somebody and put out of their house that you don't even live there. All you have to do is go down there and lie about it.
Yep.
And they'll have somebody in that courthouse. I shouldn't be saying it because it's a bunch of narcs there, but the narcs already know. You can go in that courthouse, lie. You don't even live at that residence. Get somebody put out of their house, and you can reside in their house. And y'all go back to court.
Yep.
And if they come home to their home while you're in there stealing all of their stuff and destroying whatever you're doing, literally, you could have them arrested for coming back to their house.
Yep, their own house.
You have no rights to the house.
And that's the crazy part. And that's why I think
that's the legal system. But the legal system was set up that way, and it was set up to protect people who are actually being physically, or there's a threat, a real threat.
Yep.
Not this I'm gonna throw a Hail Mary up and say, whatever I gotta say when I get down to this courthouse and get this person put out of here for a few days, because they only put you out your house for like a day or two, and then you go to court and then they let you back in your house. I'm saying that to say that has been the textbook method that people use to get somebody, and it's all about making you uncomfortable at your place of residence. It's all about showing you're really even though you're out here working hard to get what you got and to keep it. That's the narc's way of showing you, I can come in here at any time and undermine everything you're doing and kick you out your house, and you got to go ask somebody, can you move back in your house? So what? You paying these bills and you still responsible, and they can put you out for up to a year, I think it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it's a full year if they needed to.
Exactly. And the point I'm making behind that is that people who have dealt with, who have been married to, not even just been married, there's a lot of people not even been married to it, that have learned this through just constant manipulation and years of somebody who knows this law, and who is as often as they feel like they have to or can, they exercise it. And the court doesn't do anything. The court doesn't say anything when they catch the person lying. When you go to the courthouse, you're thinking, okay, are y'all gonna lock that person up for wasting my time? No,
and they don't. And they don't.
It's no penalty. It's no charge. Nothing. That they came in the courthouse, fabricated this story. Yeah, he got a AK-47 about to come in here and shoot me. Nah, man, it doesn't go down like that. Yeah. So a lot of people out here dealing with that side of the law and dealing with different things, man. But like I said, you dealing with a narc, you deal with them long enough, you're literally going to be an attorney yourself.
the one, and I agree 100%, because I had to force myself to learn certain things in order for things to semi work in my favor. And I say semi because it didn't work completely in my favor when it should have. And and like even now, not to get personal or nothing, but like I'm going through certain things right now too. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna see how that goes, But
see what I'm saying?
We're gonna keep my fingers crossed.
You still going to court? You ain't even dealing with it no more.
And my thing is that's why I feel that what the work that, like, for example, that what you're doing and what I'm doing is very important right now, and people like us, it's very important, even Carol Warner, Colette Mead in the group too, like I think we're all doing some very important work here, because we need to show people how to empower themselves. Like we get, it's been enough is enough. Like, I feel, like I said, narcs rule everything around me. Now, no more. We're going to cut that tie. we're gonna destroy that system.
We doing, man.
And honestly, and that's why Hario, and I gotta I gotta say it in front of everybody here. If it wasn't for you, my man, I wouldn't be doing the things that I'm doing right now.
Hey, man,
and I could literally say, for myself and everybody else in this group, that if it wasn't like for people like you, like honestly, we wouldn't have spoken up, because honestly, I was giving up at some point. I'm not gonna lie.
And then that's what it does to you, man. Thanks for those kind words. I appreciate it. But my thing is, I want to empower people. I want people to speak up, because we have been taught to just shut up, kind of just take it and act like it didn't happen, act like you're not hurt, act like you're not mad. I know I stole from you, borrowed, cheated, lied, I just did everything I could do to violate you, but don't be mad, don't be vindictive, don't try to get me back, just take it and let me come back to you at a point after I've done all kinds of craziness, got you arrested, and anything else that I could do to you. And when I find out that I didn't destroy you, can I get back? I'm gonna cry, I'm gonna beg. Yep. I'm gonna do anything I gotta do. I just miss you. I really love you. You make me crazy.
It still kind of happens to me even now, but I'm so empowered at this point that it doesn't matter anymore. It's been like that for a while for me now, because I know how they operate. As a matter of fact, the last narc that I was with, I discarded her. I was like, but and it's like I just had enough, and I was like, you know what, this can't continue like this no more. No. And I'm sure a lot of the people here in the group and watching, they're like, you know what, we're done too.
And listen, everybody in the group that follows me, everybody on this YouTube channel, man, they already know where we at with this, man. It's war.
Yeah.
I declare war.
Yeah.
Okay. This is it. This is the death of the narcissist. Okay.
The beginning of the end.
Here is the death of the narcissist, because if they're not able to manipulate, then they die. They cannot eat if they cannot manipulate. If you know who they are, if you know the traits, they die. They cannot survive. And I am here to help kill every last one of them. They do not deserve to live.
No.
They don't deserve life. They don't. They're here with the purpose of death and destruction. That's it. They want to destroy you.
Yeah.
We as empaths, see, we want a lot of times, we want to just, I went through some hard times. Blah, blah, blah. No. No. It's time to see this monster for what it is.
Yeah.
It is a demon. It is a devil. And it ain't no good in them. It ain't no good in them. And I'm not going to sit around here and talk like, okay, well, it's just a manipulative person and
like back in the day.
That's not what it is.
Like back in the day, oh, that's just your crazy uncle, or that's just like your crazy dad. That's
exactly. No. We're talking about people that intentionally, not only do they want to destroy you, they want to destroy your entire family. They don't want light in that home with them. They want darkness in that house. They want the kids in their house just tortured. And like we were saying at the beginning of this broadcast tonight, how they just come in and they have, a parent has that, they have a certain amount of authority over the child. So if you have a narcissistic parent, then you have free reign on your children to destroy them.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you'll get a narcissist parent that will try to destroy the child just because they can't destroy the other parent. And I'm saying, you got evil out here on a level where I'm not giving them a pass. If everybody else want to give them, that's y'all, man. Y'all do what y'all want to do. I'm not. This is the devil. Yeah. This is the devil himself. We talk about spirituality. That's the devil.
Well, one other thing too, Hario, that I think you and I should start kind of putting out there a little bit, because I don't think a lot of you know, there's like a lot of videos on this, or maybe there is. I don't know. I haven't really checked, to be honest. Sort of. But I will tell you that I think we should kind of also say or talk about alienation, you know, because I'm experiencing that right now, you know.
Dude,
I wanna express that.
Videos on that. I'm working on a video on that right now because I've dealt with it, and I know what that child goes through.
Oh my God!
When that parent alienates that child, and then alienating that child strictly because they cannot get to the other parent. She could not destroy you.
Yep.
So now
they use the baby as a pawn.
She said, okay, you still love this child.
Yep.
Destroy this child. And what they'll do is they'll make that child, see, they're not going to do it in the open. They're going to make that child feel bad for wanting a relationship with you.
Yeah.
Say it. Unless they're just, if you're dealing with a malignant, then the malignant is going to say it. They're going to come out. They're just going to do things that are going to be so, it's just going to be broad daylight right there in their face. They're going to tell that child when it comes to visit you, oh, well, you know what? I was getting ready to go to Disney World. You want to go to that parent? Oh, well, we getting ready to go to Disney World. Oh, well, we getting ready to go to McDonald's. We getting ready to go to your favorite place that you want to go if you're going over there to that parent.
Yep.
Then even
bribery.
Still have to go. Even when they still have to go, it's always going to be something when they get back home. If they're a little too happy, that parent just going to get away from here. You don't get to see what the other parent does with them. You just assume that the parent is nice to them behind the door, and they're not.
And that's
in situations where the other parent won't help educate the child in school. I've seen situations where, they have discriminated. You discriminate against your own child in your house. Oh man, hey dude, listen, like I said, I'm working on a video that alienation right now.
And honestly, I think that, because we all have like that different perspective, I want to challenge us to do a video each, to give that different perspective. Because to be honest with you, I see a lot of people struggle with that, and it's the most heartbreaking thing to see. You know what I mean? And the last thing that we want to see is an empath breakdown. We do not want to see an empath breakdown. Instead, we want to empower them and make sure that they have the courage, and that, like you said, that anger, right? That anger.
Dude, you got some anger is healthy, man. Some anger is healthy. If somebody just robbed you, you got paid on payday. Somebody just robbed you. I'm not saying that you got to let them, totally take over your life and, now you're enraged. So I hope nobody, ain't nobody but narcissists think like that anyway, man. It's like you're not even free to speak and say what you got to say because you got so many people trying to critique and criticize you on one thing that you said. They done turned you into something else. Those are narcissists anyway.
Yeah,
saying have a healthy dislike toward people that are bringing you mischief, people that are bringing you bad energy, people that are outright doing everything they can to make your life miserable.
And we were talking about that, Hario. We were talking about that off camera the other day when we were saying about how it's not just romantic relationships; it's also friendships. It's also your boss. It's also your manager. It's also your acquaintances. It's also, you know what I mean? Sometimes it could even be your children. You know what I mean? I've heard like the elderly get, abused by their children.
I'm trying to tell you, man, it's so many people out here that are dealing with their disrespectful children. See, we haven't even stepped into that arena right there.
Not even.
Children out here that will punch their mother, that will fight their mother. I mean, several females that will fight their mother, will buck and fight on their father. I mean, you got some disrespectful kids out here nowadays. on a whole different level, man. But at the end of the day, a lot of times, some of the times, that comes from, that's what they witnessed in the house.
Yep.
And a lot of times we'll try to keep the relationship in the house somewhat functional as an empath. You want the relationship in the house to be functional, but you can't control it.
Yep.
So the manipulative parent knows that. So all they're doing is starting something in quiet. And by the time that, everybody in the house can hear that y'all getting into an argument, it looks like it's you starting the argument. You look like the one who's acting all crazy because now they done shut up. They've challenged the entire situation. Now they done shut up. Yeah, go ahead. I done got you going. Got you. And basically all it is the trick and bait. They trick you with a lie, tell a lie, and you're trying to convince them to tell the truth. They're not going to do it.
No.
You get angry. You blow up. They got you. Now you look like the parent.
Yep.
They're acting crazy. And they're trying to say, no, I'm defending truth. And you're saying also, how am I going to go forward with you with that mentality? We can't just say, okay, you know what? I believe in, let's just have a bigamous relationship. We're going to bring a third person in here. And the other person doesn't agree. So, okay, we just go to sleep on that.
The audacity
on that. No, that's not what we agreed on. Okay.
But that's why I feel it's important, like for us empaths to start, building those blocks so we can have those strong boundaries, building those defenses, I don't know if he's probably watching this, but there's this one member, I'm gonna just say his first name only, Andrew, and he was saying something to the effect of like, we need to get our what is it that he said, those inoculations for narcissism, build up those defenses.
Guess what?
And
that's what this is.
Yep.
When you're watching these videos, dude, you see in the comments yourself.
Yep.
You're watching videos that are just simply explaining to you what you're going through and why it's happening and giving you the bird's eye. When you're able to step outside of the relationship, because inside a relationship, you're dealing with the conscious mind. You're not going to see what you're going through.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you pull yourself out and somebody else gives you, because you can see what's going on in my situation when I'm telling you, when you're looking at it from the outside, but you can't see your own until you are outside. And that's where the cure is. And
it's funny because it's like, I'm gonna bring it back to like what you said one time, and you said something very important. You said, never to fight against your intuition. Because it's like what you said, it makes a lot of sense, because what ends up happening is that the narcissist wants to take over your body, your bodily functions, because they're messing with your head. And when they mess with your head, then you become addicted to what they're doing to you. Trauma bonding.
They got you, buddy. Once you stop listening to God, inner voice, your spirit.
It's like I explain to the members that come to me, right? I explain it to them. I say to them, and you realize, or maybe you don't realize, that when we are made in the likeness of God. We are made in the likeness of God. So what does that mean? That means that God has injected a little bit of himself in you. So now you have this connection.
There you go.
And because you have this connection, you got to respect that connection in order to be able to live your best life. Otherwise, you have these demons cutting off that cord, that umbilical cord that you have with the creator up there.
That's what I talk about when I say you're listening, you're thinking.
Yep.
See, when you start thinking, you're thinking you're going to outsmart this devil.
You can't.
This devil has already, if you do not listen to God, he already beat you.
Yep.
So you have to follow the God that is placed in you. But it brings forth another point, which is this is a spiritual warfare. You're being led by the devil. You're being led by God. We win. Hey, listen,
exactly.
Everybody, I want to thank everybody for coming in here, for hanging out with us on this Friday night happy hour. My man Dali, hey Dali. Let everybody know where they can check you out at, and give you a page so they know how to get in contact with you.
For sure. So right now, best way would be actually here on Hario's page for now. I haven't created my own page just yet. I'm thinking of doing it, but it's going to take a little bit. But also you can check me out at on YouTube. My YouTube name is Dali the Twin Soul. If you look down here, wait, I can't even. Yeah, well, if you look down here, Dali the Twin Soul. You're also gonna see my Gmail on there on the description box always in all my videos. So if you guys want to reach out to me, you know, become a part of the tribe, you know, hit me up for like a one-on-one. Hey, listen, I'm always available.
There you go.
And yeah. And I would say that that's pretty much the best way to reach out to me. DM me too. If whoever's in the group wants to DM me, hey, I'm here for you.
There you go, man. Hey, again, I want to say thanks. I appreciate you for coming on to the show.
I appreciate you for having me, man.
We appreciate the love. You know, go out here and show the man some support. You know, working on his page. He's building. This is what it takes. This is what it takes for us to keep putting good content out for everybody. It takes everybody supporting everybody. And again, you know, I told everybody that I'm going to start just taking some of my subscribers and bringing you on for a few minutes, you know, in the future. So I want you to download the StreamYard app, and that's the way I can bring you on camera with me and you can hang out, you know, for one of the shows. Also, on Mondays, we're doing the Motivational Monday. Wednesday is the Love Bomb. So everybody knows the happy hour. Working on a couple of different shows. Also, everybody who's not in the Facebook group, it's Narcissist Anonymous 101, the Empath Tribe. Come on over there, hang out with us, man. I'm telling you, we got some lions in here, okay? We got some vicious lions in here. My girl Sade, she got a YouTube page. You know,
she's doing a thing too.
What's her name? Christina?
I think it's Christina. No,
Ooh,
the new girl, the new lady.
2 weeks, y'all. Listen here, y'all. Y'all better not miss it. This girl is not playing. She is slaying. All right, she is straight slaying. So, hey, come on out here, man. Check us out. Again, thanks, everybody. Appreciate you. And
have a good night, everybody.
Good rest of your weekend. We made it through another week. And I'm going to see y'all on Monday, Motivational Monday. All right? Cool. Good night.